I'm back. It's been long enough for me to get a start on a beard. Man, it's been crazy. I've doing a lot of work on school buses in the shop. Worked all last weekend and worked between bus runs during this past week. So I've been kind of thinking, what should I put on here? Well, I'm gonna cook dinner. see what kind of mess we can make here. I'm gonna the family's wanting chicken and dumplings. I'm gonna do those. I'm gonna make some mashed potatoes, probably some fried okra, and then some cornbread. And yes, I know that it's not heart healthy, but that's what we want, and that's what we're gonna get. It ain't gonna hurt once or twice a day to eat something unhealthy. No, I'm just kidding. I've been enjoying cooking at home a lot. My son laughs at me because it's all, he said, "Oh, you're on a kick of cooking at home now." Well, yeah, you got to eat healthier. And one regret that I have in my life, one of the many regrets that I have in my life, is I did not learn a lot about good country cooking from my mother. She was going to show me how to make her biscuits and stuff like that, and soon passed after that unexpectedly. She's only in her early 60s. I was 28. So anyway, I didn't get to do it, but I did find Brenda Gant, which a lot of you guys know her. She's wonderful on the country cooking. It's amazing, and her videos, I enjoy watching them. She's taught me a lot. You don't take every single step and every single thing from somebody. You get some good ideas, and then you kind of throw in some things that, the part of the fun of it is you can follow a recipe to a T and you'll have something good. But everybody's taste is different. So I like to play around with the stuff, with the basics, and kind of add my own stuff to it as well, and my own way of doing things. I've got a lot more barbecue experience than I have just regular cooking southern food, because that's just where my restaurant experience was barbecue. And then of course we do the competition barbecue stuff as well. So, and we're going to be doing that too towards the end of September, so you'll be able to go with us on a barbecue competition and see the behind the scenes of that. So anyway, I've got some things out here. Here's what I'm gonna do. I've got the kind of a cheat way to do the chicken and dumplings, because there's something, I don't know what it is. I had thyroid cancer, so I'm okay. Everything's fine with that, but I'm on the medication, and it changes a lot of different things. I noticed one thing it changed was sometimes I taste salt in everything, and there's not salt, a huge salt taste. So when I cook something and I add salt, I have to get Tammy or somebody here to taste it, because everything tastes salty to me sometimes. So it's weird. But now it messed with my smell a little bit. I cannot stand the smell of a chicken boiling. Cannot stand it. I love it. I mean, I eat it. It's okay to do that, but oh Lord, I can't stand the smell of it when it's boiling. So I get a rotisserie chicken, and I use the chicken from the rotisserie chicken, and I mix me up some water and chicken broth, and that's how I do my dumplings, or my chicken for my dumplings. But anyway, so we'll go to that in a minute. I'm gonna get things together again. Fried okra, probably I may have some turnip greens. We got some stuff in a can over here, and it's seasoned, but I'm not going to just throw it in there and warm it up. I got to put a little something in it. But anyway, we'll get started. I'm going to get things together, and we'll be back in a minute. I'm going to try to get it to where it all comes out close to the same time. But man, that's hard to do sometimes. So we'll see you in a minute. Oh Lord. Anyway, so I use this. I'm going to see if I can get this to. Can y'all see that? I can't see the screen. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna put this about half. That's about half, I guess, of half of a 32-ounce thing of chicken broth, so 16 ounces of that. Just kind of coat the bottom of it, and I'm gonna put the rest in water. Trouble is I don't know what to tell you the measurement is, but I got it about halfway up anyway. Then we're gonna start putting the chicken. So Tammy refuses to come on here with me. Oh, I'm gonna tear this thing apart. The other day when I was working on a bus, Tammy is obviously the much better half of this little group we got here, this little marriage. I got diesel fuel all over. Let me raise you up a little bit here. I got diesel fuel all over my shoes, and I came in and I didn't realize it because I'd been smelling it all day, so it didn't hit me too much. And she says, "You are very odoriferous." I am the GED, good enough diploma of the bunch, and she is the specialist, the EDS, whatever that, anyway, whatever that degree is, all them degrees she has. So I was like, "What?" She says, "You're just so odoriferous." And I'm like, "What? And you mean I stank?" And she says, "Yeah, I guess that's what." So I was trying to be all fancy, and I said, "Would you like for me to go throw the shoes in the garage?" So, because I didn't, all I knew was that I stank. She's talking about all this odoriferous stuff. She comes up with these big words. So my shoes are still out in the garage, and they still stank because they're pretty much ruined, I guess. But I'm going to use some of this chicken, and then some of it. I'm going to use some of it for this, and then whatever I have, I'm just kind of measured out to see how much chicken I think I need. Whatever else, we'll probably make some chicken salad or something like that later on. And for our dog, Stevie, she gets chicken and rice mixed up because she's had a lot of stomach issues. So we may use some of this chicken for her too. So anyway, that looks about like all I need right there. A little bit more here. Then we shall start making the dough. Too bad the dough's not money. We'd get in trouble if we made that, wouldn't we? Oh Lord, making money with the printer. That's just not what we need to be doing, is it? Alright, I'm gonna get this stuff cut up a little bit and get it going, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so the potatoes are boiling and the chicken's about to. So I got, again, it's a half of a bottle of this, so 16 ounces, it's about a half anyway. 16 ounces of chicken broth, and then I fill the rest of the way up with water to about halfway of this pot, whatever size pot this thing is. And then I'll throw my dumplings in, but we're gonna make some dumplings, so. All right, here we go. The trouble with this camera is that I can't tell what you can see and what you can't see. Hardly, that screen is so small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with 2 cups of flour. And I'm using the self-rising white lily. So it's 2, I guess, heaping. I'm gonna put me a little bit over here so we'll have some to spread out and use on our hands and all that good stuff. Then you can use a cup, of course, of Mayfield's whole buttermilk. Just throw it in there. No, I did not make a bird's nest. Sit that there for right now. Then with my Crisco, and yes, my hands are clean. Crisco, two, about the size of an egg. Two of these, and just kind of get on in there and get her mixed up. Now, the thing that I've learned about, and all you experienced cooks know this already, but some of you may not, but what I've learned is that the dough that you make for your biscuits, you don't really work it too much. You don't need to work it around a whole lot, because you want your biscuits to rise and be fluffy. But with biscuit dough, it's the same ingredients, but you work it a lot harder, and you pack it a little bit more with flour to make it stiffer, because it's going in boiling chicken broth, I guess. But anyway, you don't want it as fluffy, you want it to be more solid. So the more you work it, the better it is for dumplings. The less you work it, the better it is for biscuits, I guess. So I'm gonna clean my hand off here, and I'll be right back. Lord, I got all kind of stuff going on here. I'm gonna have cornbread, so I just turned the oven on, got my skillet out over here, and grease it up here shortly, and put that in. And it looks like we're not going to have turnip greens, because we don't have an onion that I wanted to put in it. So we're going to do fried okra and mashed potatoes, cornbread, and chicken and dumplings. So anyway, I'm going to work this down here good, get this flour in it. The flour also is going to thicken up your broth, and it's better to have it too thick and be able to add water, or a little bit more broth or whatever you have, than it is to have it too thin and need to thicken it, because that's hard to do, because the flour's going to ball up and everything else. You just can't do it. You're just done. So anyway, kind of working this on out here. I'm gonna try something here with this camera. Hang on a minute. All right, can you hear me any better? I don't know if you had trouble hearing me to begin with. I did have somebody tell me that in the shop, when I'm in the bus shop, it's hard to hear. So I got put my little mic thing on here to see. Get me a little bit more. You don't want your surface to have any dough sticking to it, because when you go to roll it out, it's hard to deal with when you're trying to roll it out and cut it and everything else. So, and yes, I do make a mess, but hey, that's the way it goes. So we'll keep on rolling here. You can hear my potatoes boiling over there probably. All right. Still too wet for me. And that should do it right there. Yeah, that feels better there. All right. Get her all pushed out. I'm gonna get ready to get the rolling pin after it. Trying to find a rolling pin right here in front of my face. Usually I've run out of room. I run out of real estate. It looks like I got a little bit bigger cooking surface thing here. It's a disposable cutting board. I get them from Smoky Mountain Smokers if you go online there. And they're not that expensive and it's just handy as ever. I learned about them through Competition Barbecue. And they're just really handy to deal with. You get done, you throw them away. And you can cut on them. I mean, you can't cut on them like a, you know, real deep cuts or something like that. But I'm gonna get these things thin. There, it's not gonna be paper thin. Some people go paper thin. I don't have enough real estate to go on the edges. I'll probably re-roll that here in a little while. Hang on just a second. She left this door open over here. Tammy took the dog out and left the door open with the screen. I wanted to give the chicken a little bit of a stir there. Make sure none of that's sticking to the bottom, and it's not. It's all good. So here we go. All right. A couple ways I've seen people do it. You can use the old handy spatula and go down through there and cut it. But see that cut that makes? You can use a pizza cutter. I tell you, I just go lightly down through here like this, about an inch wide, and there goes. What did you see that? With the mess in the floor. All right, so keep on going down through here like this. That's a little bit wider right there than normal. That's a thin. You got to hold that down just a little bit. Those are real thick in the back. I won't use those right there. Then we will come back down like this. I'll cut it. There we go. Now we're off the edge. I'm gonna have to use two hands. All right. Let's start throwing them in there. I was gonna show you this real quick. So there it is right there. That's the that's the stuff. Now I think that's going to be about all the dough we need, and so we've got some left over here. So what we're going to do, I'll probably keep it and make some fried pies or something out of it. But I'll just go ahead and ball it all back up and put it in the fridge and hold on to it. And then if I do fried pies, I'll show you. I mean, it's simple, simple, simple to do. Nothing special. We're going to make a cake too this weekend. I usually make a cake each week for us to eat on during the week. We stopped putting little Debbie's in the house, sadly, but we all like something sweet. So I make a cake each week. I've done a strawberry cake, done yellow cake chocolate icing, then we did some chocolate cake, like a I forgot what devil's food type chocolate cake, and I did some cream cheese icing for it, and it was really good. And so we finished it off. So I'm gonna do. I think Tammy said something about me doing a peach, some kind of or pineapple cake, not a pineapple upside down cake, just a pineapple cake. I don't know how to do. I've never done any of it before. I've never done a pineapple cake, so we're gonna figure out if that's gonna be good or not. Oh Lord! So here's our leftover dough that will transform into probably some fried pies. Boy, it seems like I'm saying fried a lot tonight, don't it? Golly, it's so good. I turned off the wrong dadgum eye, so probably messed my potatoes up because I just turned the wrong stupid eye off and they kept boiling. And anyway, so we'll deal with that in a minute. So, all right, now let me wipe this. Let me get rid of this. Hang on a second. All right, I had to get rid of that mess. All right, so here we are. We're gonna grease up our skillet. Now, I've heard people say that you use only one skillet for cornbread. You got a cornbread skillet because everything else will stick to it. That has not been my experience because I use this stupid thing here for everything. And I wash it with Dawn. It's still got a uh, good seasoning on it. I've got another one in here that's larger, but I didn't know what I was buying when I bought the darn thing at the antique thing, and ended up it was warped. And on this glass top thing we got here, it don't haw with it too well. So I'm going to use, if I can find it, some white lily self-rising cornmeal mix. Put that in my bowl. Need to get my bowl. As you can tell, this is my favorite bowl. Do y'all have things in your kitchen that is your favorite thing to use? I do. I've got this bowl and this old spatula. Well, it's not old, but it looks old. It's country something country cookware, but I enjoy that because it's flexible and it's easy to work with. All right, let me rinse this out. All right, so we're gonna do 2 cups of self-rising flour. I mean, self-rising buttermilk cornmeal mix. Cups of that. 2 cups ish, I guess you could say, because it ain't perfect. Then I got to get 2 eggs over here. I need to be more prepared, don't I? I've turned these down, these chicken and dumplings, to I had them on a high so it'd be rolling, but I don't want them to stick, so I'm slowing it down to medium to low heat. All right, let's get 2 eggs out of here. Now, one thing that I like is a tabletop garbage can. We throw stuff in there. closer, don't it? There. All right. Get that off my hands. So, oh, we got to get the buttermilk back out. Here's the thing about these chicken. I mean, the cornbread. There's not really a measurement of how much buttermilk to put in it. I guess this will do. You just kind of start putting buttermilk in it, and then when it gets to the consistency that you think you want, pour it in. I'll start out with that. It's always, like I said earlier, it's better to be too thick, and then you can thin it up, because you can't thicken up thin. You'll have yourself a mess, but you can thin thick. Did that make any sense at all? You can thin up, you can thicken up something. No, dang, now I've got myself confused. You can thin something, you got something too thin, you can make it thick again. No, you've got something too thick, you can make it thinner. Golly, I'm gonna shut my mouth and just keep on cooking. I've got myself all confused. Anyway, so it's easier to get it all start out thick and then go thin than it is. You can't turn around and come back. And that is still way, way, way too thick. We're getting there. It's that's a little better. I think that's gonna do it right there. Maybe too thin, but we remember what I just said. We can't go back. I believe that's about right. Excuse me. That may be just a touch thin, but it'll have to do. Now we got our oven at 300 or 400 degrees, so we're gonna pop it in. I've got it sitting on the top rack. Yours may be different than mine. So we're gonna clean our mess up, and then we're gonna cut up some okra. And I'll cut the end. Y'all do it. If there's a better way to do this, let me know, because this is how I've been doing it. But cut that in, that off, and then just that's it. You see my bowl? There, got my favorite bowl. You did not want to be fried, did you? That one didn't. Alright, I'm going to keep doing this until I get it all cut up. And I'll be back in a minute. Okay, anyway, you're going to think I'm crazy. I'm going to throw some Lowry's seasoned salt in these things. Just lightly, I'm not going to do a lot. That's the only choice you got. This stuff won't come out the thing very good. Alright, do that. Then I'll get me some buttermilk and we'll get it. Wet this stuff here. Stir it around good. listen, this is only the second time I've ever made these things, so you may have a much better idea than what I'm doing. I may not be doing it right at all. Just try to get all that coated, I guess. So I got them pretty much. Okay, now, so here I got them pretty much all coated with the buttermilk. Probably, I'm not going to put any more. That looks good enough to me. Then, drawer. Take that thing out and do something else with it, 'cause I never use it much. Alright, so we're going to put cornmeal mix in here. And stir that around. I'm trying to get them to coat where they'll be dry and separated. And I've got my oil over here heating up. Some more. Y'all had a busy Saturday. I went down to the shop earlier this morning, as usual. Gonna piddle around at the shop, even on Saturdays and all that. I brought my bus over, clean it a little bit, take a look at some of the things on it, and my body just said, no way, we were done for. So I came back home and I laid down and slept for like 3 hours. Then see, it's starting to dry up now. I got that stuff coated on there good. Now let's have a look over here. I messed up on the potatoes. Potatoes need to be last. I don't know what I was thinking, but they need to be last. So let's take a look at our chicken and dumplings. I got them off the eye because they kept wanting to cook. Look how thick that is. Now look how thick it is. So the chicken to dumpling ratio may be a little bit thicker than some of y'all like. I like a lot of chicken. Got dumplings down in there, but you know, we could have stood a few more. Could have stood a few more dumplings in there, I guess. But cornbread is coming along. I'll take that out and check it here just shortly. But anyway, so now we're waiting on the oil to heat up, and then we got to do our potatoes. Well, it's coming together. I'm letting I've got a little cup of milk. I'm heating it up in the microwave to do my mashed potatoes. I'll get you down here where you can see those. They're going to be okay, I guess. They just overcooked a little bit in the boiling. But anyway, let's look over here where we can see what all we got. All right, we got chicken and dumplings, nice and steamy. Got the cornbread, and these are just about ready to take out. The breading is not sticking as good as they did the first time I did it, so I guess I had beginner's luck on the first batch. So anyway, let me get these things. My milk was ready. And again, I don't know how much to add, so I'm just going to kind of wing it and hope that I don't get too salty, but I got to put some salt in them. And I'll throw a little pepper. And that's about it. So we'll see how we do over here. All right. enough. Let's see what we got here. That's about right. Alright, we'll get all this stuff taken out over here. Let's look at the okra. Oh yeah, it's about ready to burn. It's done. Let me put you down over here just a second. Plate it up and eat. I'll come back and tell you how it is. I'll be honest though. See ya.